Hello friends, welcome to this video on PHP MySQL web development series. In this video, we will learn about how to connect to a MySQL database. In the earlier versions of PHP, a MySQL extension was used only, but MySQL extension is deprecated in 2012. And now we use MySQLi or PDO extension for connecting to different databases. Both of these extensions support prepared statements. The main difference between PDO and MySQLi is that PDO can work with number of database systems, whereas MySQLi will only work with MySQL or MariaDB databases. We can connect to MySQL using three ways. We will use these three methods to perform CRUD operations on a database. First of all, let us see that how we can connect to a MySQL server using MySQLi extension in object-oriented manner. To connect to MySQL server, we will provide host, user, and password. And over here, we have localhost as a host, root as the username and the password. And in the next line, we have a statement $con is equal to MySQLi, and inside the MySQLi constructor, we have passed $host, user, and password. This method will return a connection object that we can use to perform different operations on the database tables. Open your favorite IDE like Visual Studio Code and create a directory php-mysqli-tutorial in www folder of WAMP. Next, create a file index.php. Open the browser and type localhost/php mysql-tutorial and press enter. And we can see that connected to database successfully message is displayed. Let us see an example that how we can add a new record to the books table using PHP and MySQLi. So over here we have made a connection to the database, but note that we have another parameter db that we have passed inside a new MySQLi method. This will select the database db bookstore. Below you can see a query assigned to $SQL in which we are going to insert a new record to the books table. We have a title and its value, and then the other columns and their respective values. So inside this if block, we have executed query method of $connection object, and inside the query method we have passed this SQL. And if this method returns true, it means that the query is executed successfully. A message is displayed that the new record is created successfully. Otherwise, we display the error. Open the browser and type localhost/php MySQL tutorial and press enter. And the message new record created successfully is displayed. Let us check this new record inside the database. And you can see that a new record is inserted into this table. Let us explore another important parameter of MySQLi extension, that is prepared statements and bound parameters. A prepared statement is a feature used to execute the same SQL statement repeatedly with high efficiency. In prepared statements, first we prepare an SQL statement as a template, and inside this SQL statement replace the values of the parameters with question mark. The bind underscore params method is used, and this function binds the parameters to the SQL query and tells the database what the parameters are and their data type. And in the last, the application binds the values to the parameters and the statement is executed. Here is an example insert query with prepared statements. We have defined an SQL query insert into users with the name, email, and password columns, but their values are replaced with question mark. In the next line, we have used $connection objects prepare method and passed the query and assigned it to a $statement variable. Using bind underscore param method of $statement, we have specified the data types of the parameters, that is the name, email, and password are of type string. And after specifying the data types, the values are passed to the method. Execute method insert the new record into the database. The argument one of the four types, that is integer, double, string, or blog. By telling MySQL what type of data to expect, we minimize the risk of SQL injection. So let us insert a record using prepared state. Inside Visual Studio Code, create a new file prepared underscore statements.php. We've created a query and assigned it to $SQL variable, and note that instead of adding values of the parameters, question marks are added. And secondly, we have assigned the values that we want to insert into the database. Open a new tab and add prepared underscore st.php. And we can see that a new record is added. Next, let us see how we can update data. In this example, we want to update the record of a book where ID is equal to 15. First of all, we have defined title, price, and ID parameters. And inside the SQL, instead of giving values, we have added question mark. In the next line, we have used the prepared statement of MySQLi connection object and passed $SQL inside it. And bind underscore param method is used to specify the data types. that is a string for the title, the price is double variable, and the ID is an integer. And after specifying data type, values of the record are added. In the last, the execute method is called. This code snippet will update the title and price of the book. Create a new file update.php. First, we'll add code to connect to the database by providing host, username, password, and the database. Let us see that how we can delete data from a table. First, the database connection is created. Next, we have a query delete from books where ID is equal to question mark. Question mark is the placeholder that we use to bind the parameter. In the next line, as we have seen before, we have prepared the SQL using connection object and assigned it to the statement. The bind param method of statement will bind the value of ID and the data type. And in the last line, the execute method is called, and this particular book record will be deleted. Create a file delete.php. We are going to delete the record with ID equal to 21. Type over here delete.php and press enter. The message says that record deleted successfully. So you can see that the record with ID equal to 21 is deleted. So next important concept is to fetch data from the table. In this example, first we have connected to the database, and then we have created a query that select ID, title, description, price, category from books. We have used the connection object's query method and stored the result object into $result variable. And a result object has a property num underscore rows. So if the result has number of rows greater than 0, inside the while loop, we are fetching one row at a time from the result set. A result object has a fetch associative method that fetches the data as an associative array. We have already studied about associative arrays in a previous lesson. So in this line, we are displaying ID, title, price, and category. And in case of else, we are displaying that zero results are found. Create a file, select.php. We can also limit the records by using limit clause. Thank you for watching this video. You can clone or download the source code of this tutorial from our GitHub repository. So in this GitHub repository, you can find all the files that are created. Please like and share this video and don't forget to subscribe to our channel.